All right, there we are. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all at one time. Don't you love technology? Hey, everybody. All right, you guys know the drill if you've been here before. I'm going to take a moment to share this broadcast out, and then we're going to get into it. So let me give you a moment to hop on in here. Hopefully that you guys have had a wonderful day. That's my prayer and my desire. If you're Black in America, like many of us, you are probably a bit exhausted emotionally. And here we are. So let me, oh, you know what? I think it was actually just giving me an opportunity to share. There we go. Nope, that's not what I want to do. Okay, here we go. All right, let me give you guys 1 minute to hop in. And then we're going to get going. Okay, there we go. All right, guys. Hey. Thank you for joining me. We're going to get this party started. All right, guys. So good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever in the world you are, whatever time you see this. I want to always shout out my replay viewers. If you are watching this via replay, give me a hashtag replay. I always call you guys my replay rock stars. And I absolutely love engaging with you guys as well. You can leave great comments, just as well as those who are watching live. So I'm always excited to see you. If this is your first time here, let me introduce myself. My name is Tiffany Bethia, author, speaker, mompreneur, singer-songwriter, coach, founder of Kingdomboss and Kingdomboss Society, which is a community, a mastermind community for Christian authors, speakers, and entrepreneurs. And we help you to build profitable, Christ-centered brands. And so every Wednesday, we are here having Kingdom CEO conversations. It's not always business. We talk about family. We talk about mindset. We talk about love. We talk about spirit, soul, body, and business. All right. Because one thing I've certainly learned, and you can relate to this, is that we're not just entrepreneurs, we're whole people, and all of it works together. If something's going on in my mind, in my life, in my relationship with my children, it's going to impact how I show up in my business, you know? And so we talk about all of it here, and it's our desire to see you thrive, spirit, soul, body, and business, all right? And so last week I had a really incredible guest, Sterling McKinley. If you didn't have an opportunity to check that out, I really want you to check that out. He's a digital marketing expert, and we talked a little bit about artificial intelligence, automating, having a binge-worthy brand. It was just a really good conversation, especially on the technology side. We kind of really debunked some of the myths and the fears of technology. And a lot of people share their honest thoughts about, like, I'm a little nervous about this, but you know, it was all good. Hey, Josephine, I see the tribe coming in. If you're in our tribe, I want you to type that in or give me a hashtag Kingdom Boss. I love it. So that was last week. And on next week, I've got two incredible guests coming. They are both designers with their own custom suiting lines. And we're going to be talking about style and what that has to do with your purpose. If you don't think that the way you're dressed has anything to do with your purpose or your business, I want you to be tuned in next week, okay? But today, it's just me, y'all, yours truly. And so I want to hey, what's going on Instagram? Hey, what's going on, Scott? What's going on, Karima? Yeah. So let me tell you guys, we are live in 3 places right now. We're actually 4. We're live on 2 places on Facebook. We're live on YouTube, and we're live on Instagram. I should love technology. It's just great. So you'll see me looking around a bit and greeting everybody to make sure that everybody on YouTube, everybody on Facebook, everybody on Instagram feels good. So I can't believe it took me this long to do this topic, but I want to pose a question to you guys, and it is Is it time for a brand makeover? Where did this question come from, right? So many of you may not know that in addition to, yes, Kingdom Boss, we are a mastermind community, but also we offer coaching and consultant. We build Kingdom brands as well. And I'm just realizing that I need to say that more, right? We have the community element, but we also build brands. Josephine, who's here, is a testament to that. We're building the pieces of her brand right now. And I cannot wait for us to launch and show you guys what we're doing. And so all year long, guys, that has been the main type of client that I've been getting, has been ministries and individuals who, mostly through COVID, some not, some just realized that this was the time that they were like, you know what, I need to make some serious changes to my brand. I need to either build my brand from scratch or rebuild, right? And so others of you may not have been forced into that space, but you may be wondering, is it time? And so I'm going to kind of tell you when you can tell it's time to rebrand and how, give you a couple of nuggets in terms of how you can do that as well. Okay, because for some of you, it's time for a brand makeover and you didn't even realize it until I share with you some of the thoughts and things I'm going to give you on tonight's episode. Okay, so tag your business bestie, share this with your own groups, and let's have a really powerful CEO conversation. Okay, now if you're new here, let me just tell you this. Typically I adhere to my good old ministerial training. That's right, ministrative. And so usually I got 3 points for you. Okay, and today is no different. All right, so I got 3 good points for you. So if you're a note taker on these good old master classes, some people have been on here previously and said, oh, I'm taking notes. So just know I got 3 points for you. So when do you know it's time for a brand makeover and how do you do so? Okay, Instagram, I'm gonna have to get through this quick because I didn't charge my phone like I should have. And we're running low over there. So I'm going to have to keep it moving tonight. Okay. Number 1, I'm going to give you 3 P's that are very foundational to any brand. This could be you are a part of an organization, you are part of a ministry, or this is just your personal brand. Yes, indeed. Come on, Josephine. I love my clients. You guys are the best. It's going to be so good. I can't wait to reveal to the world what we're working on. So the first P, how do you know when it's time for a brand makeover, is when you want to change any of these 3 P's. Okay. And the first P is your promise. Your promise. Let me put that in over here. Okay. You know that it's time for a brand makeover when you want to change your promise. Okay. Meaning that, what do I mean by that? Okay. So your promise is really truly your brand. A lot of people think that, and I can say this every day, I can shout it from the rooftops and be like the crazy people at the corner with the Jesus saves and he loves you and we don't want you to die signs. You be like, what? That's how I want to do sometimes when it comes to branding and be like, your brand is not your logo. It's not your colors. Those are visual elements that represent your brand. But your brand is your promise. Your brand is the solution you offer. Your brand is what your ideal clients know you for. One of the ways I typically textbook will say it is that your brand is your come on, help me, Holy Spirit. The value space that you hold in your ideal client's mind. So I give these examples all the time. If you think about Lexus, their brand is built around luxury. They could change the L tomorrow, but as long as the cars are still built the same, their ideal customer is not going to be rocked to their core. However, if that car starts driving like something broke down, their core ideal audience is going to be shaken. Because wait a minute, I come here because I want the luxurious experience. Chick-fil-A. Now, some of y'all gonna come for me in the comments about Chick-fil-A, but the truth is, I don't really think the food is the best. I go to Chick-fil-A for the incredible customer service because it makes me feel so good in my day to hear it has been a pleasure to serve you. It's like, thank you. It just added a little extra something on the waffle fries. Is it me? I mean, really. So, that is the promise. I guarantee you, if the recipe doesn't change, if the cow doesn't change, but all of a sudden, you go to Chick-fil-A and you start getting the Popeyes customer service, it's going to impact how you view them. It's the same way with you. There is a promise that people expect from you. One of mine is clarity. Most of my clients come to me when they're stuck, whether they're at the beginning of building a brand or they're at the space of growing and launching and scaling their current brand. They come to me because I'm stuck. I've been reading the books. I've been doing the things. Still can't move. And so my promise, right? A lot of different brand consultants. What do I know separates me? My promise is I'm going to help untie that thing and help it become really clear. What about yours? But the thing about it is you can decide to change your promise. You can decide, I want to do something different. So for me, when I first started full-time 8 years ago, I wasn't coaching yet. I was purely consulting, meaning we were purely building websites and, writing out marketing campaigns and a whole lot of stuff that I do not do anymore, right? Some of those services I still do, some of them I do not. And so along the way, how did I know it was time to rebrand? I knew it was time to rebrand when I felt like I want to change my promise a little bit. I don't want to do that quite anymore. I want to do this. And the thing about it is, we're talking about like rebranding and doing a brand makeover, because this is like a formal announcement to your audience. You don't want to just stop doing what you were previously doing. You want to make it formally known to your audience. We are no longer offering this service. We are now doing this. We were previously serving you in this way. Now we're going to serve you this way. Don't just change that in your business and not say anything, okay? Because that's going to definitely have an adverse impact on how your audience views you, okay? So when you know you want to change your promise, I don't really want to do that anymore, I'd like to do this, then it is definitely going to be time for a rebrand, okay? Yes, it is, Josephine. Spoken like a true client. That's my promise. That's what I do. Okay. So number 2, because I'm going to talk about how you know, and then I'm going to talk about how you do that. Okay. So the second way that you may say, you know what, I think it's time for me to rebrand, is when you want to change your people. So the first one was your promise. The second one is your people. What do I mean by that? This has been the main thing that has changed for me over my 8 years as a full-time entrepreneur. The main crux of what I do is the same. Okay, you're going to come to me and you need something marketed or branded, and I'm going to put my genius on it and help you figure some things out. And at the crux of it, maybe some slightly different services, but that's been the same. But the people has been one of the biggest things. And so before 2016, I was primarily serving female entrepreneurs only, right? And so my website and everything was pink and orange and all feminine with flowers and, pink stuff, right? And then I began to realize that God was shifting me, and I started getting a whole lot of male client requests. Y'all, let me tell you how bad it was. I was doing webinars and I would have men like sneak in or inbox me and be like, I know you said this for the ladies, but can't watch it. And so I had to really do some soul searching and say, okay, well, why do you only serve female entrepreneurs? Is it time to adjust that? Can you serve, male entrepreneurs as well? And so that when I made the decision to, yes, let me do that, right? Then I knew it was time to rebrand, because I can't keep putting out these flyers with pink flowers and rose petals thinking that this is going to be congruent with my male audience as well, because it isn't. Okay. And so now my brand colors are black, white, and gold. Now the thing is, the colors didn't drive that. Do you see how it wasn't about like, ooh, I want to change the colors. I changed my people. And so then I thought to myself, well, based on my people, based on who I serve, what do I feel like will resonate with them? It is not these pink rose petals and flowers. So let me choose a more gender neutral color palette. Okay. But it started with the people. It started with me knowing that I need to open the doors. I limited myself, and that's a whole nother Facebook Live. Truthfully, I limited myself to female entrepreneurs because because when I first started, I wasn't even 30. Yeah, I was like thinking like, oh, men aren't going to listen to me. And that was my limited mindset, And so it took quite a few men to say, yes, we do. And yes, we are. We're listening. And please let us in the door. Hey, Javon, what's going on? I am the bank in the house. Right? So when I changed my people, it was time to rebrand. Okay. Let me get to the third one, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about how you rebrand. So this is me just giving you some of the symptoms and ways that it may be time for a brand makeover. Okay. We talked about your promise. We talked about your people. The third one is when you know that it is time for me to change my pricing structure. And I don't want you to only think increasing your prices. It could be the opposite. You could be selling high ticket, and then you decide you want a lower cost product program. Or of course, it could be that you are, selling maybe e-courses, ebooks, lower tier products, and you want to sell a more high-end coaching, consulting, or retreat, or whatever. Anytime that you majorly adjust pricing in your business, you need to make sure that your branding is consistent with that. Okay. So I saw a meme on Instagram. And y'all know, if you're new here, I love the ministry of memes. They speak to me. Okay. I don't know. But it was a meme I saw on Instagram, and it said something like, you can't charge me $10,000 for a VIP day and host it at the Days Inn. And we love the Days Inn, no shade to the Days Inn, but what they were basically trying to say is, make sure that what you're charging is consistent with the whole experience. If I pay, $10,000, honey, I need to be at the Ritz. So I need to be somewhere like that when I just walk in, it's just like, oh yes, I'm inspired, And so it's the same thing with your branding. If you decide, you know what, I like to play bigger, I like to have a more high ticket coaching program, then everything about your business needs to match that. Your website, your language, your copy. You may need more headshots or pictures to really be in line with the pricing structure that you want to offer now. And to the reverse, if everything you have set up is for high ticket, it's for luxury, and then now you're like, you know what, I really want to come down and I want to play at the low tier a little bit. You may need something that looks a little more just down to earth, friendly, like, hey, I promise this won't be $10,000. This will only be, so come on, memes, the ministry of memes. I'm trying to tell you, right? But so I want you to think about that from multiple directions and what your brand gives off when it comes to pricing. Okay. And so, well, how do I have a brand makeover, Tiffany? Okay. Well, the first thing that I'm going to say to you, and you already know, we're not going to colors and the visual first. The first thing that you want to really look at is what the foundation of the brand is built on. What is your current promise? No matter which piece you're changing, if you're going to rebrand at all, you got to look at all of it. So no matter what's the one piece that made you say, you know, I think I want to change the pricing, or I want to change the people, whatever, it's still ideal to really just look at the whole foundation and go, okay, here's where we are, and begin to adjust and change what you need to. So look at your promise. What solution are you currently known for? And if you want to be known for something different, you just have to simply announce that and let people know. I am currently introducing people to me, not just as a coach and an entrepreneur, but also as a singer. So there's many posts where I'm walking my audience through what that looks like. I didn't just put the song out. I put the song out. I've put out content about the behind the scenes of me writing the song. I've put out a post even yesterday about my mindset and my thoughts about, like, I'm letting people in on the journey so that they can follow it with me. And honestly, guys, a lot of times we don't intentionally do it, but we leave people out of the journey. So we just bam, got a new thing. And people are like, what? What the world? You know, walk people through the change. So if there's something new you're going to promise that you weren't doing before, let people know through your content. Send it out in your email list. Do Facebook content. Share with people that this is where the brand is going. Then make sure that your marketing collateral matches that. My Facebook page, my YouTube channel, my Instagram page, my email marketing, my website, all of it has had to change and adjust, even if it's just a little shift over, to say I'm a coach, an entrepreneur, and a singer. And so if you see anything of these two, it's me. I've had to make that adjustment. Same for you. Make sure that all of your marketing collateral reflects anything new that you're introducing to your audience, so that wherever they find you, a Facebook post, a LinkedIn, a this, or that, it will make sense and it won't be confusing. Okay. And then, yes, the visuals that go with your brand, make sure they're in alignment. I took new pictures. I'm taking more new pictures in a few weeks. Why? Because even though it's only a slight shift to the left, I want my headshots, my pictures, my website, my social media presence to reflect everything that I'm giving you now. And I'm going to tell you guys the truth. Even if you're not rebranding, how often should I be taking new pictures in my business, Tiffany? Honestly, at least once a year. If you're a speaker, consultant, coach, influencer of any kind, you need new pictures every year to just freshen the look and show people where you are now. You'd be surprised what a difference that will make for your content, for your feed, and even the marketing collateral that you have. Listen, I see people who use pictures for like 10 years. Don't be that person. Let me tell you something. Before working for myself full time, I was a marketing and events. I was the marketing and events director, right? And so I was the person responsible for booking speakers, managing the speakers when they came. I can't tell you how many people, Lord Jesus. I knew what they looked like because of their headshot, right? And so I knew, okay, when they come to the airport, this is what they look like. That's not what they look like when they get there. And you be looking at the picture like, I think it's that person. Or just put the sign up. Just put the sign up, right? Don't put people through that. Do not put people through that, okay? Jesus. Help us out, okay? We want to know that that is you. And if you using pictures from 2005, no. Okay? Come on now. See, that just blessed my soul. If one person. Yes. And I'm going to tell you guys the truth. In the grand scheme, sometimes when there's so much to do, content, clients, this, that, I got to breathe. I got to cook dinner. I had to cook dinner right before this. Something like that may seem like it's not important. but I promise you, it has to be consistent. If you are, Javon, you are a financial expert. I know what you do. And so you have to show up a certain way. You know what I mean? If you say I'm the bank, honey, that's a big statement, And so don't forget what your brand is built on, and make sure that even the little things, the headshots and the social media, all of those things are congruent. You know why? You may take it for granted, but the person who's considering becoming your client is not. They are checking everything. They don't know how amazing you are yet. You've been with yourself. You see the incredible transformation you provide. You know all of what you do, but they're still not sure yet. They're unsure. They've probably had bad experiences. Don't give them a simple reason to say, child, I was going to work with her. And then I went to her page and was like, what? Oh, I'm not working with her. Don't let that be the reason. Okay. So make sure everything is really in alignment. Okay. And then honestly, lastly, announce it. Make sure, let's see, Instagram, y'all still with me? Because, honey, okay, there we go. We're going to wrap this thing up, I promise, because whoosh. But my phone is doing the most. There we go. All right. Instagram, y'all hold on. I'm bringing this thing to a close. But so the last piece I want to say is, again, announce your rebrand. If you go through the trouble of making over your brand, you change your promise, you change the people you serve, you change your pricing structure, don't just sneak it. I say so many people do sneak launches. No, make a big deal about it. Do an email, do a virtual launch, do an in-person launch when we get back out into the world, and really make a big deal. I remember in times past where I would do a launch for something simple as I redesigned my website. Why? Because that was a really good time just to remind people that this is what I do and here's all that I do. And so doing a big unveiling of the new website is a fashion of me being able to announce that. Okay, so if you're making any of those kind of pivots in your business and you want to make sure people are super clear on who you are today and what you offer today, announce it and do it more than one time, because no matter what you use, whether it's email, social media, everybody's not going to see it. And you're going to have to get in front of them multiple times to say, hey, this is what we're doing. I know you're used to seeing me do this, but I got something else for you. Okay. So how do you know it's time to have a brand makeover? You want to change your promise, you want to change your people, or you want to change your pricing. All right. I had to make this one a quick one today, y'all, because my phone, it's my fault. I didn't charge it like I should have. Lord have mercy. One of my Kingdomboss publishing authors is this close to the finish line. So we was working hard today, okay? All the way there. We done ordered her proof copy and we in there like swimwear. So I did not get a chance to charge my phone. So before Instagram dies, I'm going to go ahead and bring this thing to a close. But this Saturday at 11 a.m., I am doing a branding and marketing Q&A, a free Q&A session only for those who are in my Facebook group and on my email list. So if you've got questions about your brand, marketing, there's something you're building or rebuilding or launching or scaling, and you have questions and you're like, I need to be on this free session, then get in the Facebook group. You can go to www.kingdombosslive.com and actually get access into the group, and the information is right inside of the group in the events tab. It is listed as an event in the group. All right. And so I want to make myself available in that way. I love answering questions. Clarity is my gift, helping you get clear on what you need to do. And so if this has been helpful for you and it's got your brain going a bit, then get on in the group. Join us on Saturday for the free Q&A. It's going to be on Zoom. So not like this. I'll be able to see you. I'll be able to answer your questions. It's going to just be super duper dope. And I cannot wait. All right, guys. So until I see you next week, don't forget our goal is to thrive, spirit, soul, body, and business. All right. Love you guys. Bye-bye.